Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing a book haul with a bit of a twist because all of these books are from the works, all in the 3 for 6, I'm pretty sure, apart from 1 or 2, and they're mostly all non-fiction. So without further ado, let's get into the works haul. So this first book is kind of an insight into the rest of this haul because they're all pretty much similar in terms of what they're about. This is Inside Wakefield Prison, also known as the Monster Mansion might I add, and this prison is actually the closest one to where I live, which is quite interesting. But this is by Jonathan Levy and Emma French, and it says, HMP Wakefield, Monster Mansion, held to be inside, almost impossible to escape. Wakefield Prison has seen some of the most infamous prisoners of all time pass through its cells. From Levi Belfield to Harold Shipman, Ian Huntley and Charles Bronson. After detailing the shocking truth of life in Britain's most high-profile psychiatric hospital in their best-selling book Inside Broadmoor, now authors Jonathan Levi and Emma French take readers behind bars of the UK's most notorious prison to offer a chilling insight into some of the country's most dangerous men that have been banged up there. Inside Wakefield Prison traces the institution's long and intriguing history, from when it was first built in 1594 all the way up to the present day. Today, just over 750 of the country's most dangerous offenders are kept there, including Hannibal the Cannibal, Robert Maudsley, notorious killer Jeremy Bammer, and former Lost Prophets singer Ian Watkins, featuring all the sinister and truly horrifying stories that have emerged from the prison, as well as new unheard tales. Inside Wakefield Prison will fascinate and shock readers on every page, told with the help of interviews with staff, experts, and even in the words of the prisoners themselves. This is a no-holds-barred journey into the dark. So yeah, this seems really interesting. I love non-fiction, especially when it's around true crime, prisons, hospitals, that kind of thing. I absolutely love it. So this is Inside Wakefield Prison. Next one is actually Inside Broadmoor. So the one that was mentioned on the blurb of the last one. I should have probably reorganised that, but it is what it is. So this is Inside Broadmoor. It says there is time and then there is Broadmoor time. Broadmoor, few place names in the world have such a chilling renaissance. For over 150 years, it has contained the UK's most violent, dangerous and psychopathic. Since opening as an asylum for the criminally insane in 1863, it has housed the perpetrators of many of the most shocking crimes in history, including Jack the Ripper's suspect James Kelly, serial killers Peter Sutcliffe, John Straffen and Kenneth Erskine, armed robber Charles Bronson, gangster Ronnie Cray and cannibal Peter Bryan. The truth about what goes on behind the Victorian walls of the high-security hospital has largely remained a mystery. But now, with the unprecedented access, TV journalist Jonathan Levi and cultural historian Emma French paint a picture of life at Broadmoor after spending nearly a decade observing and speaking to those on the inside, including interviews with the staff, its experts, and the patients themselves. Inside Broadmoor is the most comprehensive study of the Institute to date. Published at the dawn of the new era for the hospital, this is the full story of Broadmoor's past, present and future, and a dark but enlightening journey into the minds of Britain's most dangerous and how they are treated. This seems absolutely exciting. I'm really interested, really can't wait to give it a read. So this is Inside Broadmoor by Jonathan Levy and Emma French. Taking a break from the criminally insane, we are heading to Dream Harbour once again for The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. Now, I recently read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe and absolutely loved it. I know the second one, the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, is probably just going to be as cute and cosy, and I am very excited to say that this might be my only Christmas read of the year. Of the time of year when it gets to it, but I'm very excited because Laurie Gilmore is just so cute and cosy. So this says, Kira North hates Christmas, which is unfortunate since She has just bought a Christmas tree farm in a town that's too cute for its own good. Bennett Ellis is on vacation in Dream Harbour, trying to take a break from both his life and his constant desire to always fix things. But somehow, fate finds Ben trapped by a blanket of snow at Kira's farm, and despite her grinchiest first impressions, with the glow of the fairy lights twinkling in the trees and the promise of a warming hot chocolate, maybe, just maybe, these two lost souls will have a Christmas they'll remember forever. Now, it's interesting because I don't know either of these characters from the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, so I'm very excited to see where it's going to go. Of course, they may have been introduced in Cinnamon Bun Cafe, the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, but I do not know. But yeah, this was a new release from the works. It was only $5.50, which I think is a complete bargain, and I'm very much looking forward to reading this around this December time. So this is The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. This next book is Murder Investigation Team by Stephen Keogh, and I've never heard of a book like this, so I'm very excited. But I think there's probably many, to be fair. I probably have heard of a book like this, but I was very excited because I love all the new crime ones, and when it's 3 for $6, you can't go wrong. Yeah, it says, are you ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about the world of murder investigations? D.I. Stephen Keogh spent over half of his 30-year police career as a Scotland Yard detective, helping to hunt down terrorists and criminals and solve the most heinous murders in London. In Murder Investigation Team, step inside the mind of an investigator and find out what it really takes to catch killers and bring them to justice. In a journey from the crime scene to the trial, you will witness the forensic detail of the job and ride the emotional highs and lows of cracking real-life murder cases. Take a peek behind the curtain to see the complex issues the police face every day, discovering why people kill and debunk the myths that surround the work of a detective. It sounds interesting, like it'll be a quick read for me, and I love the fact that it says it's going to take me through the whole process. That sounds really interesting to me. So this is Murder Investigation Team by former Scotland Yard Detective Inspector Stephen Keogh. Now, this next book is another newbie from the works, which I'm very excited about, because it's got the lovely sprayed edges, if you can see them on my camera. And I'm very excited to actually have got a sprayed edges version, because at my local works they always seem to sell it out. But they seem to be getting more delivered recently, which is very good. But this is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. Yes, I'm yet to read any Frida McFadden, but I do seem to be slowly stockpiling her books. Don't ask me why or how, but it's happening. That's all I can say. It's a thing. So this was, I believe it says £5. Yes, it was £5, which, again, for a new book that's brand new with sprayed edges, fantastic price. And it says, she's looking for the perfect man, he's looking for the perfect victim. Sydney Shaw, like every single woman in New York, has terrible luck with dating. She's seen it all. Men who lie in their dating profile, men who stick her with the dinner bill, and worst of all, men who can't shut up about their mothers. But finally, she hits the jackpot. Her new boyfriend is utterly perfect. He's charming, handsome, and works as a doctor at a local hospital. Sydney is swept off her feet. Then the brutal murder of a young woman, the latest in a string of deaths across the coast, confounds police. The primary suspect, a mystery man, who dates his victims before he kills them. Sydney should feel safe. After all, she's dating the man of her dreams. But she can't shake her own suspicions that the perfect man may not be as perfect as he seems. Because someone is watching her every move, and if she doesn't get to the truth, she'll be the killer's next victim. In a dark story about obsession and things we'll do for love, Sunday Times bestselling author Frida McFadden proves that crimes of passion are often the bloodiest. I really like the sound of this. I think it's what everyone thinks of when like, worst case scenario, when they're doing online dating or watching these shows on telly where it's like Married at First Sight or whatever, or I don't know. I would sort of think, what about if one of them was a killer or what did have a really dark past? That might just be me and my very dark brain, but I can't help it, alright? I just think, you don't know this person, so how can you trust them straight away, like, off the bat? It's weird. But yeah, this is the beautiful sprayed edges edition of The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. Now, these next 3 books are probably very, like, people are going to have very much split opinions on them. But I love reading stuff like this. I find it really interesting. I love watching videos on it as well because I find it really interesting. But this is a book about conspiracy theories by, I'm going to say Ian Shakar. And I just think I will read anything once. And I'm very excited because I do find conspiracies really fascinating. I don't know about anyone else, feel free to comment in the comments. Leave a comment below. But do you not just find it kind of interesting how people can think about these things and then suddenly lots of other people believe them? Like, to me, it's balmy. But this, I'm not going to read all of the blurb because there's a lot about conspiracies and I don't want to annoy anyone by saying stuff online. I'll definitely read some of the blurb though. So it says, in Conspiracy, Ian Shercock cuts through the fog and the fairy tales to deliver a balanced analysis of the stories that shape the times we live in. New evidence from Freedom of Information requests, WikiLeaks files, deathbed confessions, and declassified archives solved some classic mysteries. Yet it raises more questions than ever about the assassinations of the 1960s, the dirty secrets of the late 20th century, and the deadly traumas of the last few years. And it says it's now fully updated with new cases, materials, and evidence. So I'm pretty sure this will be an up-to-date, good little read. I think it'll be interesting because like I said, I just find perspectives and people's different opinions really interesting. So I cannot wait to get my mind around Conspiracies by Ian Shercock. Now this is another conspiracy one, but this says Conspiracy Legends by David Gardner, I believe. And again, I know it's not for everyone, but I really enjoy this sort of thing. So yeah, please don't judge too harshly. I'll read the back for a little bit. Hang on. After combing through thousands of recently declassified FBI files, interviewing key witnesses, crime analysis, and forensic experts during years of research, investigative writer David Gardner has unearthed new information that will transform the way we look at some of these iconic tragedies, as well as include new insights on the conspiracy theories that surround the deaths of Bob Marley, Kurt Cobain, and even the Queen. For the first time, Conspiracy Legends provides many of the answers that have been so elusive for so long, while explaining what it was about these enduring legends that made them so memorable. So from that blurb, I can kind of guess that this one's more about like certain celebrities' deaths and how there's massive conspiracies about them, which really, again, really interesting to me. I'm not going to blabber on because I know not everyone agrees with conspiracies and thinks they're a lot of wackadoodle-doo sometimes. But yeah, this is Conspiracy Legends by David Gardner. This next one is a special favourite of mine because I absolutely love anything paranormal, and this is a book full of paranormal stories. It's by Jamie King, and it's a supernatural tales and unexplained mysteries from across the world. I actually love stuff like this, and I love TV shows like this. I swear Discovery Plus was the best thing that ever happened because I have so many like paranormal things to choose from. It's great. I especially love things like Help My House is Haunted, Expedition X, Expedition Unknown, Ghost Adventures, anything and everything to do with ghosts. I am there. So yeah, now you know a bit more about how crazy I am, slightly. I'll read the blurb. Did you hear about the honeymooners who were abducted by aliens? What about the woman who woke up in a parallel universe? Do you know the legend of the haunted lighthouse? Prepare yourself for some startling revelations and eerie accounts in this compendium of the world's scariest and most mysterious paranormal stories. Delve into a world full of supernatural beings, spooky tales, and unexplainable occurrences, including ghosts, spirits, and the undead, witchcraft and occultism, aliens and UFOs, legendary and mythical creatures. Did not mean to hit myself in the face with that book then as I was reading. Hang on. Legendary and mythical creatures, zombies, werewolves, and vampires, time travel, and alternate realities. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, a paranormal junkie, or an interested observer, let the stories in this book spark your imagination, capture your curiosity, and perhaps even send a shiver down your spine. So yeah, I think this is the perfect time of year to read stuff like this because it's spooky season and it's cold and you want a bit of a thrill or a bit of a scare. So I think this is the perfect book for that because I don't think it's going to be too horrifying. But this is coming from the person who jumps at when ghost shows are edited too much and you get the scary children staring at you. So yeah, I'll hold my breath on that actually. But this is Paranormal Stories by Jamie King. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my little bit of a non-fiction haul from the work. Well, all of these books from the works, all ranging from part of the £3 to £6 deal. All between £5 and £6 for the books, really, which I think is really good. And yeah, please comment down below if you like any of these topics or are as obsessed with random stuff as I am. I like knowing I'm not alone in my weird little quirky quirks. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.